It's elimination time in the UEFA Champions League with half the round of 16 first legs already in the books. I'm joined now at the desk by Tyler Patchen and Andrew Schwartz, who are here to break it all down. Now, guys, Arsenal and Barcelona, horrific results in their first legs. They're going to be heading home, we think. Do you think this is actually a good thing for either of these teams, based on the fact that both of them have really big domestic title races coming up? We'll start with you, Andrew.
Well, I'd say it's never good to lose in any competition, but for Barcelona, it doesn't really matter that much because they're in a really good spot in both La Liga and other tournaments like Copa del Rey. So I think even if they lose here, they still have something to look forward to. But Arsenal, they have a really tough schedule coming up with they're playing Liverpool and a couple other tough teams. So I think they have a lot.
What worries me is that Barcelona has been struggling against sort of tougher opponents this year. So this loss, take it as you will with a grain of salt, though I think they'll still be the same Barcelona at the end of the day. But former AC Milan coach Arrigo Sacchi said, for some time Barcelona has not been the old Barcelona. They continue to struggle against stronger sides, and he's saying that basically you see this sort of aggression and anger going on with the team. For Arsenal, Arsene Wenger actually said that the team has mentally collapsed because of this loss. So I kind of think it's more fearful for their situation because they are going to start they're in a tight race now. So something like this can really take the wind out of their sails.
Now, let's talk Leicester City here. Here's a team that won the Premier League last year and has basically laid an egg in domestic competition. They're still in the Champions League. Do you guys think that they should be putting some significant focus into the Champions League, or should they be basically gearing up for a promotion or trying to stay in the Premier League?
At this point, it's all about saving face. They have the incredible story of their victory last year, and then just to do a complete 180 really is detrimental for the club. Let's admit that. So I think if you can get yourself, I don't think they're winning the Champions League by a long shot. No, but if you can get far, you can at least say, hey, we're down, but we're not completely out, especially in Europe. So I think that's sort of the move that they're trying to go for right now.
Yeah, I agree. In the Premier League, they're 17th out of 20th. They're almost near the bottom of the pool, of the entire table. So with something like the Champions League to still look forward to, round of 16, they're about to play. So I think they can think of this as a whole new chapter. Right. Start from scratch.
And it's against a winnable team of Sevilla, so I think they'll be okay for the first leg.
Yeah, we'll see. I would hate to see them, as I said, I don't think they're going to win the Champions League either, but I would also hate to see them put all their eggs into this Champions League and then still get relegated.
Yeah.
Now, assuming Barcelona does get relegated, as we said, they have a huge task ahead of them in their second leg. Assuming they are knocked out, what other powerhouse team do you think needs to worry about this round of 16 clash?
Actually, I think Juventus against Porto.
Interesting.
Porto,
really?
They have a solid midfield in Oliver Torres and Daniel Pereira, and they're the kind of, and they can definitely keep up Juventus's midfield tied up. And obviously, it's a long shot, but also Porto is second right behind Benfica in Portugal's Premier League. So I don't think it's a possible upset that I could definitely see on the horizon.
Andrew?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Borussia Dortmund because they're third in Bundesliga. That's a pretty good spot. Not that bad of a spot, but going up against Benfica, number 1 in the Premier League in Portugal, that team, they have some pretty good scorers, not bad, but I think Borussia Dortmund is actually really underperforming right now. They have the top scorer in the entire world in Aubameyang, and I think he's only had 4 goals total in the Champions League so far. He had 36 goals out in total, not including also including the Champions League. So I think he's really underperforming. His fellow player Marco Reus, he's doing a decent job, but not that bad. But I think they're really underperforming. Even though they're at home, I'm looking for an upset.
Yeah, well, they're down 1-0, and we'll see what happens in that second leg.
Yeah.
But that's all the time that we have for this edition of the One-on-One Sports webcast. On behalf of my co-host, Evan Piercy, we'd like to thank all the producers, talent, and crew, along with you, the viewer, for making this show what it is. For all the time that we have at One-on-One Sports, Thank you, and until next time, whose side are you on?